Megyn Kelly shuts down Dave Rubin's stupid lies. Thank you so much for watching Bring the Asteroid. Make sure you like today's video, subscribe to the channel, subscribe to my personal channel where I'm I'm a little bit more obnoxious and have more opinions, whatever. It's a different channel. Subscribe to that one too. I post on both channels twice every day, so I'm hustling. Give me some love. Anyways, let's get to the video.
President Biden was here last night for a fundraiser. He's so annoying. He continues to shut down all the traffic around every place I live. And he decided to use the CF word for the first time at this meeting, apparently saying, it's not on camera, otherwise I'd play it for you. But here's what he said at this fundraiser. For the first time in American history, a former president that is a convicted felon is now seeking the office of the presidency. But as disturbing as that is, more damaging is the all-out assault Donald Trump is making on the American system of justice. And then I'll get to the third part in a minute. But so this is interesting to me. So he's dropping the CF word, right? Convicted felon, and continuing what we've heard from the Democrats in the wake of the verdict. You have to like it. You will accept it and you will like it. And if you criticize
they love the rule of law. It's incredible.
Right? If you criticize it, you are doing an all-out assault on the system of justice.
Well, irony is dead. I guess that would be the bumper sticker on this one. First off, you had an incredible interaction with Dan Abrams about all the flaws in the prosecution and the way they treated the defense and everything else. And Donald Trump for all the bravado and everything else. Everyone knows this would not have happened if he was not running for president. The idea that it's a hush money payment that maybe got miscategorized, that somehow makes it related to election interference, it's all a complete farce. But the thing is, do you think he's going to end up in jail?
No.
So I do, actually.
Oh, God.
I think that the system has shown consistently it will do whatever it has to do to stop him. And now with 34, with all 34, when they're not indictments, they're 34 convictions. With all 34 convictions going up, how can the judge suddenly be like, when this comes to July 11th, how can the judge be like, you know what, I thought about it, we've had time to think about it, and actually we're just going to, I don't know, give him probation or a fine? I think the judge,
he's not a prior offender, and because while the judge has issued jail time on these offenses before, it was when the falsification of business records was to cover up like a real crime, a dark, serious felony, not this bullshit.
So I'm not saying it's legit in any way. I just think the entropy of the way everything is going lends itself to Trump ending up in jail because of this, because the judge will be like, oh,
rule it out.
Yeah, and the other problem,
That would be crazy, by the way.
is, I know you know this, that on the appeal side, there are 5 black female Supreme Court justices in New York. They wanted diversity, and they actually got the least diverse thing. Now, I know, of course, that your skin color and gender...
The Supreme Court is the lowest court in New York. Court of Appeals is the highest court.
Wait, so the Supreme...
There's not 5 female...
Oh, so it's not going to the New York Supreme...
No,
nice
I know New York is a wacky...
Oh, okay.
New York has a weird name for its courts. Supreme Court is the lowest court, is the trial court.
So that's not the appeals court?
No.
Oh, well, that's refreshing.
It'll go up to the appellate division, first department.
I like being corrected on air, by the way. That's actually very refreshing.
It's good news.
Yeah.
And then it'll go up to the Court of Appeals.
So it goes to them first.
First, it'll go to the appellate division, first department,
right,
which is the area that he was tried in, like Manhattan. And then it'll go up to the Court of Appeals, which is our highest court. I know. I don't know why they call the Court of Appeals the highest court.
Interesting. All right. Well, at least I had
But anyway, I mean, look,
a legit error. Okay.
His judicial prospects remain bleak. That's true, unless and until it gets to SCOTUS, where he actually does have more than a fair shot at getting all of this nonsense reversed.
Isn't it just incredible, though, if you just look at the fundraising numbers, it sounds like he's gotten about $100 million since this thing, and you look at the polling numbers, I don't know do you know one person that post this decision is like, you know what, I'm not voting for Trump, or is scared by the convicted felon thing? I suppose they exist.
You mean who was going to vote for him before?
Yeah, and suddenly, no, but the people that were kind of on the fence that I know, these guys that I play basketball with, who were all just kind of like moderate, whatever, they're all about Trump now.
Yeah, and not only that, but I know Republican donors who are like, on Trump, who just opened up their wallets to the tune of hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
I mean, they're pissed. It's a Kavanaugh-esque moment.
As a republic, we cannot survive if you are going to jail political candidates. Even if you think that this is the most horrific thing that Donald Trump did by paying off the porn star and somehow it had something to do with campaign finance, even if you believe that, it is still not good. To me, you'd have to let him out either way, because if you think that at the end, if Donald Trump is either taken off the ticket or jailed or whatever they could do to him, if you think that that will make America better at the end of this, that somehow things that the average person will be like, oh, that did really work, and now we've got dementia guy again and everything's fine. No, it will make it all so much worse.
It better. I mean, that's what I've been saying for a couple of days now, is that we must make it worse. Now we're on this train. There's no getting off of it until the train goes.
It's true. Things have to get worse in order for them to get better. Like, things have to be so terrible that liberals need to wake up to the corruption and evilness of their party and these elected officials.
Smash into the side of the mountain.
That's why I'm saying,
then we can restart.
But that's why I'm saying he ends up in jail in a weird way, because the energy is just like, yes, they will do everything possible.
Yeah, only Republicans and normies have been like, no, we shouldn't do that. No, this is wrong. That's why it's like, now we're at the point of no return. Fine, it's on. We tried to be in denial about your plans and who you were and, you know, our love of country. The gloves are off, the mask is off, and now it's on. It's UFC. I'm sorry, because it's the United States of America, but this is the only way to save it. And then we'll get back to normal. But we're not getting back to normal by keeping our hands clean.
Isn't that interesting? It sort of feels like we needed to go through this in a weird way. We've been in this slow descent to hell for a long time. And now the mask is coming off. You know, I was a big DeSantis guy during the primary. But in retrospect now, I do feel, well, first off, I'm very happy that he's my governor again, because I think the states have a lot more, should have and do have a lot more to do with your life on a day-to-day basis than. So I'm very happy he's back. And as a Floridian, I'm very happy he's back. But in another way, now seeing everything they're doing to Trump, it's like he is the only one that could fight this thing. He may not win this fight, and then it will be very bad for all of us. But we needed to get to this moment. And again, we will see, because if they put him in jail, then
one of the things we need to do either way, I don't care who wins, is we need to shrink the executive.
Yes, absolutely.
Like cases like Chevron deference at the Supreme Court, which is trying to decide how much power those agencies around the president actually have versus Congress, the lawmakers who actually do answer to us. I know Congress is not great, but at least they answer to us. You know, we can kick them out after 2 years in the House and 6 in the Senate. We have given the executive far too much power. That was never the vision of the founders. And we never wanted a king, and they're getting a little king-like. I'm sick of it. And if Trump wins, one good thing will be the left will agree with me that we need to shrink the powers of the presidency.
Right.
And maybe we'll do something. I want to show you, we have James Comey, who was asked, I mean, I love that we go to this guy like he's the subjective
he's
pundit,
so subjective.
Right? Like, sure, give me your point of view on whether Trump could go to jail. Like, how would they do it? So this is one of the questions everybody is wondering. And here's what he said. Look at SOT 2.
Do you agree with that it would be difficult or nearly impossible for the law enforcement institutions to put him in actual jail?
No, they would just put him in a double wide somewhere out near the fence, out in the grass. And he would eat there, he'd shower there, he'd exercise there, he'd be away, as Danya Perry said, from general population, but it's obviously doable.
So he will basically be put in solitary confinement for writing legal expenses instead of hush money payment for what, 4 years? Was that what James Comey would like? I mean, honestly, that's where we put our most violent felons. Not that Trump wants to rub elbows, I'm sure, with a lot of the people he would be at Rikers with.
Although they probably like Trump.
But this is the problem in trying to put a former president behind bars.
It's just patently absurd. But again, you can see the way they're seeding the ground, or they're seeding the fertilizer, basically, to put him in jail. They're already discussing what kind of cell he would be in.
So, do you guys think that Trump will actually go to prison? Let me know. Did you agree with Megyn, or did you agree with Dave Rubin? Thank you so much for watching. See you next time.